Hey there, horror movie tea sippers.
The following podcast episode will contain spoilers for the movie we are about to review. If you have not seen the movie and do not wish to have anything ruined prematurely, please do not continue to watch or listen until you have seen the movie.
And welcome to the Horror Movie Tea Podcast. Today, we are covering Fear the Night from 2023, which is very important to know.
Oh yes, very important distinction.
Previously, I was watching the 1972 version and was over halfway through the movie before I found out from Jess I was watching the wrong one. That one was a good one too, but we will maybe cover that later.
Might get to that one later.
Yep. But before we go into the review, let's grab our cups and talk about tea.
Bit of an oopsie poopsie.
It was an oopsie poopsie, but I make a lot of oopsie poopsies.
We're human.
So today I am drinking the Republic of Tea Apple Pie Chai, which has cinnamon, red rooibos, ginger root, licorice root, cardamom, nutmeg, and cloves.
And I am drinking honey ginseng green tea from Republic of Tea again. It has green tea, natural flavors, linden blossoms, eleuthero, and Panax ginseng. Of course, we still didn't look that up. I don't care. It's fine.
Yep, but
it's fine.
Thank you to the Republic of Tea for allowing us to continue to do what we love. And for our tea sippers out there, brew yourself a cup of tea, sit back, relax, and we hope you enjoy the review. So, for Fear the Night, a bachelorette party goes horribly wrong when a group of men trying to invade their home starts killing them off for money inside the house. So for entertainment, this movie intrigued me and Jess, which is why we picked it. And it had some pretty good payoff, I gotta say. So I give it a 7.75. There were some choices that they made that kind of I didn't quite there. Otherwise, I would have probably rated it an 8. It was a good movie. Mm-hmm. But so right off the bat, kind of with the previous week with The Blackening, this movie, at least the main character makes really smart decisions, which they explain by her being in the army.
Yes.
But, yeah, so it's she's making really smart decisions. The kills, she is, out to, get it done.
She is surviving. And she is trying to ensure the survival of as many other girls as she can in that party.
Yes. And I like how they kind of give you a picture of the characters. I feel like it's really the sisters that they expand on the most.
Yes.
The other characters are a little bit more forgettable, but I do like the one track chick where she confesses her feelings before she leaves.
And then thought ending, for sure because she confessed her feelings she was gonna die.
I did too.
I was so glad she survived.
Yeah, and oh man, but it's
that made me so happy.
Yes, it's I really like this movie because you're not, at least for me, they didn't really play upon my expectations. I wasn't really sure where they were going to take it, but where they took it, I was happy about type of thing. With us expecting, they're going to kill the track chick, especially with her taking a little bit to find the phone. Where's the phone? Where's the phone?
Yes.
And then it ding a dial
and then
tone.
It didn't work.
Yes. Oh man.
So freaking frustrating and just figures.
Yeah, I was man, if she died, that's going to be the most, so crappy thing. But no, they let her live.
She tried. She was trying so hard.
Yeah, so it's this movie, the tension is great. The, at least specifically the main chick. Some of the other ones don't make such smart decisions. But anyways.
They pay for it, too.
Yes, they do. But I like how the main character is making really intelligent decisions, how she actually takes the bad guys down. Yes.
She is efficient about it too. I love her.
Yeah. And the movie does at the end give you a really satisfying resolve.
Yes. Well, semi.
For the most part, yeah.
The wrap up is what I have an issue with.
Yeah. But it's more like I think they actually called it like epilogue or whatever. Or no, that was after, that is like epilogue and then the interview. It's like after the interview that I liked. It is a little bit sad that they killed off the sister.
The
younger
sister.
That actually was the one having the bachelorette party.
Yes. I was bummed. She seemed like one of the best sisters.
I know. It's like she was kind of like the most well balanced.
Yes.
But you know, I can see from a plot point it's serving to help the other two sisters kind of resolve their differences or conflicts or whatever. But it also sucks that like she died like right in the middle of them having an argument. That. Yeah.
Also, it's her bachelorette party.
Know.
Like, you gotta do her like that, really, dude? That's messed up.
Yeah. But and I do like how they do end up explaining that the bad guys weren't necessarily there to kill them just to kill them. Like, it explained that they were there for drug money, and they thought that they were the wives of the girlfriends of the drug dealers.
Still, I feel like that's a little bit BS because they didn't say, hey, don't move, like warning shot, nothing. Just straight out of the bat. You just killed the sister. No warning, nothing. Just here comes an arrow straight to the chest.
Yeah, and didn't give them a chance to...
It didn't make that much sense. And then they're like, well, we'll get to it in realism.
We'll
get there.
It's like, I can say it is a little bit shaky. But at least they had some level of explanation, because I feel like a lot of other movies would be like, no, they're a little
wishy-washy, though. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they are wishy-washy. But yeah, like overall, I feel like this is a very good movie. Like the tension's there, the characters are there for the most part. I mean, you do have a few frustrating characters that either make dumb decisions, but you know, they pay for it, or they're just whiny and you just want them to shut up. Yes. But you know that they're panicking, and that's probably what their character is reacting like, but you just want them to shut up. Yes.
Like, you're not being helpful.
Yeah, like them questioning the army.
Oh my god, that pissed me off so bad. It's like, I loved how she called her out on it too. Like, all right, you make the decisions then.
Yeah, like I really liked her reaction.
Real easy to say in hindsight what the best move would have been, but how about you make the decision in the moment then?
Yeah, well, and it's like... they knew that they couldn't get signal, and so, like, I think her name was Esther. Like, she had to lean outside the window, and it's like, it sucked that she died, but at least
she said it's dangerous, and she knew it was dangerous.
Yeah, they made it perfectly clear it was dangerous.
Someone was brought in with an arrow sticking out of their chest. She knew it was a problem.
But anyways.
She knew there was a risk.
But
So, oh my god. And I love how she's like, why didn't you take the risk instead? She took an even bigger risk going outside.
Right, she killed one of them.
She took one of the other guys out while she was out there trying to preserve at least one of the vehicles for them to get away in. So shut up.
Yeah. But I do like how on the knock, though, they make it very clear, like, 2 knocks and then 1 knock. Mm-hmm. And they give you an example of it. Mm-hmm. So that way the scene where the one character is being stupid, you're like, okay, that's technically 3 knocks, but it's not 2.
The knock. It was 2 and then 1, but it was on the wrong door.
Yeah, and the wrong door.
That is not what she said she would do.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, so it's like, I like that they give you that little, so you can kind of guess on what's going to happen. Because I was like, it is 3 knocks, but it wasn't as distinct of the
It wasn't as distinct, yeah.
So I was like, I don't think it's her, I don't think it's her, and then, sure enough.
But I was also sitting here like, that seemed really soon. That seemed really quick. I don't think that's right. Yeah. And also, wrong door. Why would she said she would come through a different door, not the front one, where they're all watching. Unless she killed all of the guys already, in which case I feel like she would announce, hey girls, they're all dead, we're good.
Right, yeah. Yeah, because then why would she need to knock?
She wouldn't need to knock.
Yeah, she'd just bust through the door like, we're good.
She'd be like, well, she might still do the knock, but at the right door, I feel like, and be like, hey, they're all down. We're all safe now. It's okay.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah.
But yeah. Yeah. I gave it a 7.5. I would have given it a bit higher, but there were several frustrating moments. And I guess she was the oldest sister.
Yeah, the army chick?
Oh, no, the other one. The other one.
Oh, I was getting the impression that...
I don't know. They didn't really make it very clear, the order.
Than the other sister.
But I think the little sister called the army girl middle sis. But I could be wrong. I don't know. I can't quite recall, and I only watched it the one time, but...
I mean, the other sister, it would make sense for her to be the oldest one because she was kind of trying to take control.
Mega bitch?
Yeah, mega bitch.
That's how I referred to her in all of my notes.
Yeah, she was just being aggressive for no reason.
So aggressive. And we don't know exactly what happened before the movie started. Like, what led to the main character going through getting clean and sober. So we don't know what happened between them or anything like that. But it really did feel like that other sister was on her case so much and just expecting the absolute worst out of everything.
Right.
And back off.
Well, and then also them, like, wanting her to join in. And so it's like, I can understand, like, hey, join in. But it's like, once she says no, like, just leave her alone. Like, people don't have to be...
Don't assume that she's trying to make it all about her. She literally wasn't.
Right. Yeah.
She was trying to take herself out of the situation so that people could enjoy the night. Right. She was trying not to bring anything into it.
Yeah, it's like the sister was just accusing her.
Seriously.
With no proof.
Oh my God.
I was just like, wow.
And it was like several different interactions like this that made me just so honestly disappointed that she wasn't one of the ones that died.
Yeah, I hear you on that.
So frustrating. But it was...
At least they resolved the relationship in a way at the end.
A little bit. They were definitely making steps towards it. She definitely appreciated her sister a lot more after that.
Yeah.
Dear God. But, like, getting sober is not an easy thing. So it's great that she was doing that for herself, if nothing else.
Yeah.
And to air out her dirty laundry like that to the other girls, like, that was a bitchy move.
Right.
That was one of the first bitchy moves.
Yeah.
Like, apart from accusing her and suspecting her right off the bat in the attic.
Yeah.
But...
yeah.
I was wondering at first, like, they don't... The story itself is a little disjointed. Like, they don't feed you quite enough information throughout it. Because, like, I was sitting there wondering for the longest time, like, if she doesn't like anyone, and most of the people don't really care for her, why is she going? And then you finally find out once they're there and the other sister shows up. Oh, that's why. It's because it's her sister's bachelorette party.
Yeah.
And she wanted her there. Okay, that makes sense. But, like, the entire, 20 minutes or so before the sister arrives, the bride arrives, you're sitting there wondering, why is she there? If no one wants her there and she doesn't want to be there.
Yeah.
The other sister really does come across as a mega bitch. And
yeah.
It just takes away from the movie so much to me. We'll get to some of this in the realism. I forgot I put some of these things in my It's like descriptions, and I think you might find them enjoyable. We'll get there, though. I did find a mess up also at 15 minutes and 8 seconds, the time mark. I don't know if you noticed it or anything.
What happened?
So in the car, where they're showing the sister, Megabitch, and she's looking over here, and then she turns to look out the window, you can see some of the green screen block out some of her eyelash. I don't know if you saw that or not. I backed it up and had to watch it a few times. I'm like, what just happened?
That's funny.
And had to get my husband in on it too. Like, you're seeing this too, right? He's like, what even is that? It was a little weird.
I just realized we're wearing Christmas colors. You're wearing green, and I have red.
Or Freddy colors.
Or, yeah, fair. And then these are red and green, and then it's swapped. That's fun. Okay. We're recording this like right after Christmas, so we're still in the mood.
Anyway, I do find it frustrating how there's a lot of signs being ignored. Like, there's clear red flags and warning signs of something's off, and no one's listening. Again, the sister is accusing her the entire time. Like, the main girl walks back into the house after she went to check out the quote-unquote caretaker guys.
Yeah.
And there's a random dude in the kitchen, and she asks, fair enough, who are you and why are you here? I feel like that's a very reasonable question.
Right.
Those are very reasonable questions. He was not there when she had left.
Right.
She had no idea that there was going to be some kind of catering or anything.
Which is odd, because I feel like they normally, I don't know, that's normally like included in conversation beforehand. But
I would think so, but she wasn't the one that planned it, and her sister is, again, Megabitch, and probably kept her out of the loop on a lot of it.
That's true.
So she had no idea what the plan actually was.
I'm a little bit sad that he died, because he seemed like a nice guy.
He was just trying to make a living.
I know, but it's like he just seemed like a genuinely nice guy, though.
Yes, he said, okay, let's not panic. Here's what we're going to do. And then he died.
Yeah, but I think they did that to kind of have the army chick take over.
A little bit. And also for the shock factor, which, let's be honest, I feel like a lot of that has gone away since Deep Blue Sea. I feel like it's a little overdone now, if anything.
Which, what a way to go. Wearing a Speedo with dollar bills in your underwear.
And an arrow through the eye.
Yeah.
At least it was quick.
Yeah, he probably didn't even know what happened.
Yeah, poor guy. He was just trying to make a living. Yeah. Poor stripper dude.
But his food looked good.
Yeah. Yeah.
Very creative.
I do get annoyed with some of the things that they do. The other girls, not the main chick. The main chick was awesome. She made some great calls. Love her.
The only thing, though, and I don't think the movie quite did this to this extreme of an extent, but I do know there are movies out there that's like, we're going to dumb down the surrounding characters, so that way the smart character looks even smarter. Yeah.
I feel like that was a little unnecessary, for sure.
Yeah, like, I feel like they did do that a little bit, but I also at the same time can see people, like some of the girls, like, being that panicked and that, like, on adrenaline that they're not really thinking things through.
And that's fair. Different people react differently to the situations. Yeah. And we did see a fair bit of variance there.
Yeah.
There's the chick that was questioning every move ever. Yeah. And then made a stupid move herself.
Mm-hmm.
There's some deaths that are very much like, you earn that.
Right.
And they're easy to see coming. But others some are satisfying. Like the potato peeler death.
Yeah.
That was extremely satisfying.
Oh, like, that's such a ooky scene, too. But it's like, that just, like, makes their deaths more
but well
satisfying.
done. absolutely well done. Like, they deserve that.
They build up the ick felt factor.
Absolutely. It is extremely frustrating, the interview after where the sheriff tries to, like, turn it around on her. I do understand the suspicion, but again, we'll get to that later. It's just, there's a lot of ups and downs that I have with this movie.
Yeah, I understand.
And a lot of frustration, but on the whole, it is very well done and very interesting to watch. So, we'll get to some meat in the realism, though.
So for realism,
Mm-hmm.
Dang it, I'm going to change my rating, but I'm going to give it, I think, a 3.5. Because, especially with the main chick, and I mean the bad guys to a certain degree, like, I feel like their moves were pretty well thought out and realistic and intelligent. The character reactions, as dumb as some of them may have been, I feel like are in the realm of possibility, and they are varied, like we said. The actual, like, wounds and stuff seem pretty on point. There wasn't anything, like, too ridiculous that I really noticed. The whole premise of why they were being attacked is...
that was a little shaky.
Yeah. Yeah, because it's like, even if they don't visit the house that often,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, having a whole, like, drug operation set, that's risk.
It was it was also very convenient. And I'm glad that they did mention that in the interview.
Yeah.
Was that there were a lot of convenient things to happen.
Yeah. Yeah, like, I almost feel like it would, like, as much as we like explanations,
Mm-hmm.
I feel like it almost would have been better if they didn't have an explanation.
Mm-hmm.
Like, they went there just to kill them.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that would have been, like, even more tense and terrifying and fucked up. But it's kind of like, you know, they go in to, like, kill them just because they want to kill them or what have you, but then they end up regretting it because Army Chick's like, no.
Like, why did they have to have the money in the attic?
Yeah, that doesn't seem like a great
That seems so stupid.
choice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so risky. Like, why wouldn't you? You're already trying to hide the drug stuff. Why wouldn't you keep the money with the drug stuff?
Yeah, so it's
In
like,
case
I
the
feel
owners
like,
come back, what if they rifle through the attic?
yeah, right. So I feel like them trying to explain it ends up cropping up, like, more questions.
And we know the guys are stupid, but it's still, it just seems like there's many movie things.
Yeah.
It's for the plot.
Yeah. But I know you have a few points that I won't take away from you. But that's pretty much what I got.
What are you going to give it?
3.5.
Okay.
Yep.
This one is hard to rate, realism-wise. I'm going to start off with what I got first, and then go into the actual rating. So, starting from the very, very beginning, they're like 24 hours earlier. Apparently, it will be way brighter than it is when the movie started, because it looks midday. Whereas when the movie started, it was like the light was just barely coming up, like it was about to be dawn. And then they're like 24 hours earlier, sun, full view, everything is super, super freaking bright and all. And I know that's a kind of a nitpicky thing, but still. Like, come on. They don't really have enough explanation in the very beginning as to why the sister is immediately suspecting her and accusing her of different things. Also, as to why the main character is even going to the party. because they make it very, very clear that she doesn't really want to go and that no one that's going seems to really want her there.
Yeah.
So I feel like they could have done better with that. Okay, I'm going to just read this off.
Oh, no.
So at the gas station thing, but okay, the guys looked like walking shit stains and kind of acted like it too.
Oh my god.
But keying the car was a little bit unnecessary. Lo and behold, they're the main aggressors in the movie. Again, you can see a bit of the green screen at 1508 in the movie. They finally explain, oh, the other sister is the bride, that's why she's there. Weird trucks showing up everywhere. Mm-hmm. The red truck for the caretaker people. I'm sitting here like, trust your instincts, girl. Because it is weird. Yeah. And they at one point, right before the bride shows up, they show the truck pulling up the hill to where they can see the group and just sits there. Like they're watching.
Yeah.
That's a red flag.
Oh, yeah.
That's messed up. And the first time they saw him, they were standing there staring up at them going into the house. One of them has a shotgun. Just chilling, resting on his shoulder. Like, but no, you're just blowing things out of proportion. They're fine. Like, I called Dad. They're definitely supposed to be there. Okay, that doesn't disregard the fact or take out the fact that they're being weird.
Yeah.
Something's wrong. And then she goes into the house. I'm sitting here like, the fuck is this frat house looking bullshit? Cans of beer and bottles of beer everywhere. The place is in shambles. And then I'm sitting here like, is that plastic covering a doorway? I'm getting like Chainsaw Massacre kind of vibes here. Like, what's going on? They're sitting here like redneck guys with a shotgun when they first see them. Then she walks in, beer and everything everywhere. It's a mess. Plastic on the doorway. And then she looks through another doorway. Oh, there's blood stains on a mattress.
Yes!
I'm sitting here like, are you freaking serious right now?
Like, police!
Immediately! Like, there's something wrong here.
Yeah.
Definitely nothing going on here at all. Definitely overreacting. You should have been able to see her move from behind the bed to the closet in the mirror. You don't. Just, again, small nitpicky thing. She comes into the house, realistically questions the person that wasn't there before. Who are you and why are you here? Which I feel like, again, is a logical thing to ask.
Right.
And fair to ask. And then the sister blows it out of proportion again. And then tells the 6-month sober person to have a fucking drink.
Yeah.
Absolutely not.
Yeah.
I hated this person so much. Oh, I hated this girl so much. And then next note, Megabitch strikes again.
Oh my goodness.
And then it's horrible in a crisis. When her sister gets shot with an arrow.
Oh my goodness.
So, Esther, the girl that was shot out the window, she did warn her before she went up there, like, this is potentially dangerous.
Right.
And she knew, like, 2 people had already been shot with an arrow, the sister and the stripper dude.
Yeah.
So, there are crossbows.
Yeah.
There is a problem. They don't know how many of them there are. Like, it's an issue. She knows there's risk involved. And then Army Chick said someone needs to warn her after they started yelling and all.
Right.
Like, someone needs to go up there and warn her. So I'm sitting here, did no one go up there and warn her?
Apparently not.
And then they keep blaming the army chick.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
The track chick, when she ran out there, she had a knife with her, and she set it down to use the phone. And then she ended up using the statue to kill the guy, which I did appreciate that she kept going. She made sure the guy was dead.
Yes.
I appreciate that. Thank you very much. Very well done there. But then she doesn't pick up the knife again to take with her when she leaves the area. She just runs without the statue, without the knife, without anything. So, why? When you know that there are potentially multiple out there, and like she saw multiple out there.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. Very true.
Why are you dropping your weapon? That thing ain't leaving my hand. Unless it gets stuck in some bone, it ain't leaving my hand. Just saying. All these chicks lowering their goddamn weapons or dropping them. Seriously? The one thing that could potentially keep you alive, the black chick lowers her weapon when the main bad guy is there that found her in the laundry area. Another chick, as she's being pulled out from under the bed, drops it. Like what? All of them just dropping their weapons. Absolutely not. The chick that gave the info, her death was super easy to see coming. That was some good thinking. All the ick, for sure. But it was good thinking to play into the ick. As she was, like, trying to position the potato peeler for ease of grabbing.
Yeah.
So, well done there. Very satisfying. Never mock the potato peeler. Guy got what he deserved. 100%. The fight scene between the main girl and the main bad guy was actually rather satisfying. I did have an issue with a couple of the deaths. I feel like they were a little faster than they actually would have been. Like the guy that she first killed by the cars, it actually takes longer for someone to bleed out than that and die. Unless she also potentially severed the spinal cord, which I don't think she did. So there were a couple small nitpicky things, but on the whole, the effects were really good. The blood looked like the right color and consistency. A lot of the reactions were decent, if somewhat stupid on some points. I can understand again how the sheriff was suspicious that the girls didn't know that there was drug stuff happening on their property.
Yeah.
But on the other hand, it was a different property. Like, it was a secondary property. It wasn't their main property. It was like a vacation type home.
Right.
That they would only go to occasionally, and they would call ahead of time really to make sure that the house was prepared for them to be there. But also that would give them plenty of time to hide anything that would incriminate them. So, like, I can see why there would be some suspicion, but it is also completely plausible that they didn't know if they didn't use it often and they were selling it.
Right.
Like, if you were using it as a drug ring operation place, why would they sell it?
Right. Yeah, that makes no sense.
It didn't make a whole lot of sense. They had closed on the deal. They were having a bachelorette party. There were penis decorations. Everywhere. Everywhere.
I like the thing on the banister of it. It's like one penis forever or whatever.
So, I don't get quite the level of suspicion that he had for it.
Yeah. It's like, he's more of a douchebag.
He is. Like... I legitimately put on here, of course the sheriff is a dickwad piece of shit. Like, I'm so sick of that trope. Either they're incredibly stupid and incompetent, or they're an asshole.
Yeah.
There's usually very little in between.
Yep.
So it's incredibly frustrating whenever we see it. I also don't quite understand why the main drug guys that were actually dealing with the drugs and the money and stuff, why they would think that telling the other group of guys that were the main aggressors that the girls were their girlfriends and were partying up there would stop the other group of guys from killing them and taking all of their shit. Like, why would that deter them in the slightest?
Yeah, I don't know.
Oh, no, these other girls are involved in it too. No, that just brings them in on it.
Yeah.
For no reason. No reason whatsoever. So they could have just killed the caretaker guys, waited until the girls left the next morning, and then gone in and gotten there without any other fuss and no one knowing.
Right. Yeah.
It was a movie's got a movie moment.
Yeah.
They did it to tie the girls in for no reason because it was stupid. It was stupid. It made no sense.
Yeah.
It made no sense. But okay. I put on here how, oh hey, track chick lift. And they're going on a date, question mark? I hope they make it. I was disappointed that Mega Bitch was not one of the ones that died because she was so fucking frustrating. But I am glad that they did seem to have some growth there, and she did seem to maybe understand and appreciate her sister a little more and understand that being in the army or military in general is not easy, especially when you've seen combat. Like, even if you haven't been deployed and all, it's difficult.
Right. Yeah.
So for her to go through all of that and come back, it's unfortunately fairly common for them to have issues like alcoholism and things like that. So the fact that she's trying to take steps to get sober and all, I feel like she should have been a bit more supportive.
Right.
Again, we don't know what happened before the movie. It just seemed like she came across
right
like a horrible human being. So I feel like she got a bit of a glimpse into what she had to deal with and the calls that she had to make and the constant being on edge and having to think about how to survive. So she was able to appreciate her a little bit more and the struggles that she's going through. So I am also a little disappointed that she ended up having a couple of swigs of the beer after all of that. I understand it, but I'm like, oh man, gotta go back to square one now. Come on, you were doing so well. So it was a bit of a bummer. It was also a bummer that the bride was killed, and it didn't really make that much sense. Again, wishy-washy on the main bad guy's part. Like, they kill her without a second thought, and the stripper dude, which could have potentially been an accident, but that was a pretty damn good shot for an accident, if it was. So, and then they call in there, we don't actually want to have to hurt any of you.
Yeah, that was bullshit.
Exactly. I'm sitting here like, you've already killed 2. I highly doubt that, sir.
Yeah.
Which I'm sure is why the main character was like, no, absolutely not.
Right.
But, like, pick a lane.
Yeah.
Because clearly you didn't care about the other 2, so why would you care about letting any of the others go and potentially leading them back to, like, the cops back to you? Absolutely not. Made no sense. Pick a lane. I am glad that Noelle made it. She was honestly one of the best people in the group of a-holes.
Yep.
All in all, a decent movie. Most of the characters suck ass personality-wise. I give the realism itself a 3.5 because there was a lot of movies got a movie moments and some nitpicky things, of course, like I said. But because a lot of the characters suck personality-wise, you don't mind so much when some of them die, and the bad guy deaths are mostly satisfying. The effects are decent. Most of the things are fairly-ish realistic, if a bit rushed. A lot of things happen really quick.
Yeah, I agree.
Again, people don't bleed out quite as fast as they portray in movies. But not terrible, realism-wise. It doesn't take you out of the movie quite as much. I feel like Megabitch questioning everything and suspecting her at every turn took me more out of the movie experience than anything. Yes, it's so freaking frustrating. And then the stupid moves that some of the people are making, the other girls are making, it's like... But that's what I got.
Yeah, it's like, aside from some faults with the movie, I feel like overall it's worth a watch. It is entertaining. At least has a mostly satisfying ending.
Yes.
But yeah. So thank you for joining us today, and let us know what you thought of the movie. If you'd like to recommend a movie, game, or tea, you can leave us a comment or join our Discord server. And if you'd like to keep up to date with our content, you can find our link tree listed below.
If you'd like to support us monetarily, we have our Teespring or PayPal, or we have our affiliate link with Republic of Tea available. It does not affect the price of the tea, it just allows us to continue to do what we love. And you can find all of those sites mentioned linked below. But until the next time, guys, stay safe and stay spoopy.
Bye!